Long day lay me low. What's up, everybody? Determination. We are determined to do what we want to do, make what we want to make, be what we want to be. No, this isn't the Addams Family. Welcome to another episode of Whatever I Do. We're gonna be talking to some cool cat, really cool cat. With me is the great and wonderful. Can't get her on the stream somehow. There she is, Angela.
Hey.
There she is.
Hello,
Angela
Jason.
Craig. What's going on? How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Super.
Excellent.
Super. You ready to talk to this fantastic cat?
Oh, yes, let's go.
We got the
Oh God, I don't think I can live up to that kind of an entrance.
Hey, fantastic cat. How are you?
Fantastic, and a cat.
And a cat. Yes.
How's it going, man?
Wait.
All right, man. How about
Real-
you? What?
real
Wait,
quick.
what?
Your
Already?
avatar.
Already? We're already. What?
Go on,
Because you're
jump
calling
in.
him a cat. Because you called him a cat. Just curiosity. Your avatar, is that a fox or a wolf or both? Or
It's
what?
a hedgehog. Isn't it obvious?
Is
It's
there
a hedgehog.
Yeah.
What do you mean
I-
a cat or a fox?
There's no bigger.
Obviously.
There's no bigger compliment to an artist than what is that?
What the fuck is that all about?
What is that? Hey, what's up,
Aw.
Pen? How you doing? Good to see
Anyway,
you.
sorry. I
I'm
failed.
hedgehog themed. I'm a
I
hedgehog
know.
themed guy. I've got an amethyst hedgehog thing right
I-
here. Like,
look
you know
at
what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
I bought this on eBay because I was looking for amethyst shit on eBay because it's birthstone, complete weirdo.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I just was like, I'm not buying that. And then a few days later, I get an email, a little notification popping up from eBay app going, it's about to run out. And then you go and click on it, and it's like, oh, it has no bids.
Yeah.
Aw,
Oh,
little guy.
The
But
poor
like,
little guy.
I felt so sorry for it. I bought him, and then I'm like, well, I might as well buy a second one, so I have like a big brother for him.
Of course,
It's
you
very-
have to have. Yeah.
It's very
It was
gay.
It was a sympathy
It's a
buy.
little gay.
It really was a sympathy buy. I had sympathy for a rock with like black balls glued to it in the shape of a
And-
face.
And now that person's going to make more of them because of your buy. So
It's
I
like,
don't know.
oh,
We'll see
they're
what it
catching on finally.
Yeah, like, oh, someone really
I'm gonna
likes
be
those
rich.
amethyst Groot hedgehogs.
is. You gave
Why
you gave the little guy a living home. So there you go.
Why hedgehogs?
I mean, okay. Oh, we're getting into it. Getting into the
Actually, I don't know. Are we? I was just
I was
saying,
gonna say,
you brought up hedgehogs.
all the
It's a really good
creatures in the
question.
world.
We're pulling back the curtain.
Okay, first of all, hedgehogs are fucking cool.
They
Even
are.
though
Yeah.
they're also okay. They're like the most road killed. You always find them all over the place here because they're always flattened on the ground. But no, that's not why. I think honestly, it's so common. If you live in England, because hedgehogs are like jumping out the hedges all the time, and you have all these country roads winding through the fields, it's you're pretty much going to see several flattened hedgehogs across the course of your life. But no, it's not because they get smooshed. It was just scrolling through Twitter one day, and there was like a hedgehog, and it was Ganmo hedgehog. If you ever want to look it up, he's dead now. But like the person who made them just made them like little hats and stuff, and then there was just this perfect photo of one, and I'm like, that's it. I love hedgehogs forever now. So yeah, it's just in general, I think like they're cool and cute and weird.
Yeah, I like hedgehogs. Like I am unfortunately on TikTok, and sometimes I like it. The comedy ones, animal ones, and art ones are like the main. They're my algorithm is catered to, and I'll get like people with little hedgehogs and they're like feeding them and stuff like that. Or like they're running around. I'm like, man, that's the most adorable looking critter I've ever
It is a
seen in my life.
dangerous thing to get into because as soon as you know about how they like give birth, basically they give birth in like they have their own little den, their own little cage. They'll hide away and they'll give birth to like a bunch of these little grub looking things. And then you're not supposed to touch them for weeks. You're not supposed to touch them. If a human hand gets in there, picks them all out and rubs all over them, the mom will eat the hedgehogs. They'll eat the babies, right? And like it'll be a bloodbath. They'll just fucking eat them. So
That's so
I bet on TikTok you've seen like at least 10 posts of like, look, here are the babies, and then the mother is off to the side stressed as fuck. Like you can look at the hedgehog's face,
They're
she's
all
like,
dead now.
yeah, and then like you know like the moment that she was alone with them, all of those hedgehogs were food.
Just devoured. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat well tonight. Yeah. Well, then, so I'm sure you were into like the Genesis then, the Sega Genesis and Sonic and stuff then probably.
Yeah, I've even worn a Sonic the Hedgehog T-shirt in my streams that I got made fun of. Angela was on that stream. She made fun of me for it.
I just asked about it. I didn't make fun of you. I just made a point to
make fun of him. That's rude, Angela. That's just like
keeps him humble. It keeps him humble.
This is true. We have to keep people in line over here in the CGs and like. So you have like an artistic background then, like your family artists, or like are you just
a little bit of autism running in the family, but like oh, you meant artist? Okay.
No, I didn't mean autistic. I meant artist.
I know.
Yeah.
It was a funny joke. Like when I was a little kid, my mom used to do like black and white pen drawings of I guess they might have been traces because I used to think they looked really good and really on model, but like black and white art, and then she'd photocopy it and be like, "Oh, you could color this in." Do you know what I mean? But other than that, she's typical craft mom. But yeah, she used to draw stuff and be like, color this in. And to be honest, that was kind of like the first time of realizing you can make a drawing and then you can kind of like replicate it. And I really loved the look of like a pure black and white photocopied drawing. Do you know what I mean? Like black pen going through literally printed with Xerox instead of like inkjet stuff, like that pure black and white.
Right.
That might have been a genesis of liking black and white comics actually, but
yeah, I dig like the where did you get into the Turtles then? Was that like a foray into? I mean, I know you're in the UK, so like that's a different.
It's monster. A whole different world, yeah. Like I have friends that were more so like. I had such a weirdly different, diet of like comics and stuff growing up. Never had any superhero stuff. Had no idea about Turtles or anything like that. No Marvel, no DC. I fucking read Simpsons and Futurama comics as a kid.
Nice. Well, that'll explain quite a bit. Like as of now, like I mean, you're looking at that art style that influences like at an early age you absorb so much, and it influences how you are. And even if like a little bit of it is left over, you still see style. And so what you're into whenever you're a kid kind of just seeps through as you're older, and that makes sense. Like I could see a little bit of. I always mess up his last name. Groening.
Groaning. Matt sitting in his office groaning. But like, yeah.
Yeah, and dude, Futurama was great. I remember. I mean, I obviously didn't have like I'm not a saint, but I was pulled over for drinking driving. I did end up in jail for a little bit and over the weekend. But it was funny because everybody was watching Futurama, like
in the prison,
all these hardened criminals or whatever they are, or not hardened, whatever, but these bad dudes, and they're just like they're watching Futurama. I'm like, okay, I can do this.
Nice,
like, yeah.
They all wanted to be Bender. They just all emphasize with Bender, empathize, not emphasize.
But you can emphasize Bender too, I guess. Yeah.
But it's funny you even say that about the lineage of the stuff you have, like your appetite when you're younger and how it influences you. When I was a kid, I used to be so self-conscious about drawing exactly like The Simpsons. Like I'd have people in school saying, "You only draw Simpsons," and I'd be like, "No, I don't." Obviously did.
Well, I was like me, dude. I mainly drew the Turtles when I was a little kid. Like I mean, I had the trading cards and stuff like that from the cartoon. And I would look at them and draw them, and like everybody's like, "Hey, can you give me a copy of that for $1?" And I was like selling like little copies when I was a little kid. So yeah, I mean, it's like of course you're gonna draw like that. That's what you like.
Did you sell your own reproductions of your art as a kid too? Then, like, did you make little books of your own?
I didn't make little books. I just sold like prints. Like my dad worked at a. Like back then, I'm like, oh, you got a photocopy machine? So my dad, where he worked, he just photocopied stuff and print it out and it'd sell for $1.
I love photocopied stuff. I love photocopied stuff so much, man.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I'm just gonna get a lot of papers of photocopied things and send them to you.
Yeah, draw things and photocopy them and send to me. I'll be like, this is great.
This is awesome. So then you said like your mom would draw things, maybe you photocopy, you color over it, right? Like so you kind of grew up in a coloring type style in a way then, like even though you like black and white.
Well, I always wanted to be the one doing the black and white drawing, but I always had to settle for doing the coloring, which is funny because like I've done a bunch of coloring streams, right? By the way, he's saying he's looking forward to the new Futuramas. Have you seen the episode titles? I wouldn't. I'd be careful of what you're looking
Is
forward
it
to.
really?
I forgot.
Wait a minute, that's coming
You
back.
want to bring up the list? Yeah, they're bringing Futurama back again for the 5th time, and obviously it's been like a slow. I love Futurama. I'm not going to actually.
Too.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to diss it at all. It did kind of get kind of lame, but we should, you know, if we pulled up a list of the episode titles for the upcoming season, you would not be happy.
You would shiver and cringe.
Really?
And fear.
Zap Brannigan
Has
gets cancelled.
Oh, right there, no.
Womp womp.
One of them is like, instead of Ghost in the Machine, I think it's like Ghost in the Vaccine or something about vaccines. Like it's
No.
I went over the list on my streams, like, oh, you know. It could,
I don't know.
It could
work
be good.
though. Like if they're mocking it, if they're making a total mockery of what it is, and like, then it's possible. And knowing Growing, I mean, he could.
You remember when they had Susan Boyle as a boil on Leela's ass, though? Like, maybe making fun of things for their like more recent times, probably not so much. But
Yeah,
like they already did Zap Brannigan get cancelled. Like he got fired.
yeah.
And he ended up working for them. Like that was a great episode.
And this brings us up to another thing. Like times were very different. Like back then, you know what I mean? Like and like I don't. We hate and I hate it too. Being like, oh, get off my porch. You know, like oh, things were so much better back in our day. But they were in the sense that people just their sensibilities. They were more laid back. They were able to take like. They were a better sense of humor. They could laugh at serious things, like very serious things, and laugh at not because they're funny because they're horrific or just bad. It's just because they're so bad and so serious that there's no other way to handle it than to mock it in a way and be like, you know, like I remember I used to watch At Midnight. I love that show. And they would make fun of anything and everything. But you like backstage, you even have done. You say you even did a couple little books, and they're pretty funny. Like they're.
Oh really?
But they were done. They're funny.
I can show them off. It's okay. I don't mind.
They are, but once again, like they're funny. But if you were to try to do those now, there ain't no way. Like it wouldn't fly.
Listen. He's talking about some comics that I did a long.
Yeah,
time
we're gonna
ago.
do these. We're doing.
Where was your first one, though?
Hold on.
I
The
wanna
reason
go
before we get into
why
it,
first one, too.
I'm springboarding off you saying that. Literally, the ending to one of them is like a kid died, and like he has 2 lesbian moms who essentially tortured him to death.
Oh jeez.
And like,
That got dark.
before
it's a comedy, but
before we get into it, I want to say we are streaming also to Facebook as well. So if you're watching on Facebook, you know, go check out Hyper Wizard on YouTube. You know, check that out. And these are, and I have a sense of humor, so everybody, so keep that in mind. If you don't, I guess look away. I don't know. Go ahead.
well, no, I mean, okay, like I've been. I don't even know how to introduce this.
Do it.
A long time ago, it was a very different time. There was like a self-publishing scene in the UK, and it was awesome. But like I think I grew up without a filter at all. So like when I'm coming out of like high school and seeing people making comics for the first time, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna think of something really funny. So I made up something called Todd's, and that's the logo right there. And it was. Hold on the screen for 5 hours. It was a comic book where these younger, differently abled people had a Rugrats style imaginary world where they would be these 4 superheroes, and it followed kind of like the capers of these characters in both their fantasy world and the real world.
They're heroic.
Yeah.
They're saving the day.
Well, it was also because I didn't really grow up with superhero stuff, and it's funny because like at the time I saw superheroes in general as like kind of retarded, so like it was also a little bit of a parody of generic superhero fare as well. It was like, oh look, superheroes is this to me, but not
Right.
really,
Yeah.
you know.
Like
But
you're not making fun of mentally handicapped people. You're making fun of the superhero
superheroes,
genre in general. And that's
yes.
what people. This is what people don't understand. Like, look at the movie. It had the guy. What's his face? The Fairley Brothers did it, where he entered
Still
the.
full screen.
Why I thought you were showing off more. I'm sorry.
Oh
Usually
no,
we're
sorry.
supposed to
I was
dropping the ball. No.
all right. No. I'm joking
No,
around. Don't worry.
who was it? He entered the Special Olympics, but he wasn't special, and he wanted to raise money. What's the name of that movie?
You mean the Ringer?
The Ringer. Yeah. Like they weren't making fun of the handicapped people in the movie, but they were making fun of the person who's going through those actions and like how horrible and that kind of stuff that he was doing was in a way. Like this is where people go astray in a lot of these things. They think like, oh, just because you made these people in the book, you're making fun of these people. It's like, no, you're looking at the subject, not the subject matter. It's two totally different entities.
I kind of made fun of them as well.
Okay, well, I stand corrected.
It was I was like 18. It was a long time in the past. I was just trying to I was like, oh, this will be funny. And it was just it was just trying to make the most potent thing I could at the time. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to make like if you want to make autobiographical stuff, there was a lot of that around and like I just wanted to make something
You wanted
really
something a little edgier too. Yeah.
Just like if you're
out.
gonna bother drawing a comic page, I was like, I'll draw this page. It's all very badly drawn as well, by the way. But
it's still got that cartoony style, though. You know what I mean? Like the style is still
Simpsons
there.
eyes.
Yeah, the style is still there. You know, it's still evident, and you grow as you get older, anyway. Especially and you mature with in humor also. Like, but it like I said, the style is there, and I didn't think it was terrible artwork in all that regard. It's like you can see the jump from what you do now to then. And you got so you did some comic books then back in the day, and that was 18 a while back. What got you into the animation gear then in the animation field? Because I was always more of like a Looney Tunes and stuff like that. I never got into Disney too much. So
I mean,
like,
it was genuinely around. You know what? I was animating before I even made these. Like back when I was in high school, around the age 15, I also had like other comics from like way in the past. I don't know if I showed you these. But yeah, like totally photocopied, like
they're like zines. They're
Did you guys?
Zines. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you ever back
Say
then
again.
call them dittos? That's what when I was little. Ditto. That's what we'd call them.
I never called them a ditto.
We did.
But
You're
like,
from Ohio.
yeah, these were.
I'm sorry.
These were like totally just drawn on paper with pen, and then like I'd photocopy the pages.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one of the folders. I got today. I went and because I was coming on your show. I was like, you know what? I'm not just gonna go on and do nothing. I'm gonna prepare a little bit.
I'll look at you acting like we're kind of professional.
Do you know what I mean? So like, I see my family on Sundays. So like, I went to my grandparents in my shed where I have all of this stuffed away, so I can never see it ever again. But like. And like I've got like the old folders of the drawings and stuff, like in this huge so what it is like I would photocopy them, then cut them in half, and then glue them together like as if they were just gonna get run through the photocopier. So then like so like this like I guess this is like my sonitude level stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like this is my but yeah, like I'd hope there's nothing untoward on any of these.
Oh, it's fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
No, but I was quite 15. Like I was probably like younger than God knows how long it took me to finish a book when I was that young. But like, yeah, you would just do this, and I'd get the pages and run them through the photocopy and do like 20, and then go around school trying to sell them to people. Like I have a price on them. Like look.
Really?
Only £2. Only. I would just try and sell them. We're like, do you want to buy one of my comics? Like everyone, I was like a weirdo as well. Everyone knew who I was. They were like, oh, here comes Jake. Trying to sell his comics again. But yeah, I was
comic books.
But I was kind of doing that Comicsgate shit as a little kid, being like promoting around the school and stuff. Like, buy it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's how I mean, kids. That's how nerdom and kids who collected comics and did art back then were viewed. They were viewed as like weirdos and freaks, and like now it's just like, oh, you like Captain America? Of course you do, because he's in the movies. It's like, nah, man, you don't get it. But
I think I was probably luckier than most people are, because like I wasn't considered an outcast. Like I'd have one of those folders every day with me at school, and it would be full of artwork. And at the beginning of every lesson at school, all the other kids would be like, Jake, let's look at your folder. And then they'd all crowd around the folder, flicking through it, looking at the shit. And then the teacher would be like, listen, we all like Jake's art, because you all sit down. We need to get the lesson started. Like it was amazing.
But I don't know about you, but I always hated whenever any class would be like, all right, the next one involves like a diagram or some artwork to get involved, and then
and you have to do it.
Well, yeah, but then everybody all of a sudden wanted you in their group. It's like they didn't really too much before, maybe, but now they're like, oh, we want to get him in here.
Oh, so they're like excommunicating you most of the time. Then when it was time for a diagram or a drawing or a pie chart or something, you're like,
they're like,
come on, Jason, we like you. You're cool. Come hang out with us.
All right, you could come hang out.
And I was that person doing that. So just for the record, so
there you go.
You knew the creative people in the class, and those were the ones that were kind of in that moment. Yeah. So I can totally agree with. But I was the jerk that was,
Angelo knows how to put people in their place. Then.
Oh my goodness.
It's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. So you said you were animating while you were doing those?
Oh, yeah.
Like those?
My first animations I did were around that same time when I was 15. Like I wanted to make everything. I wanted to just be able to do shit on your own. Like it was literally the mindset of, listen, they do that and they need big companies to do it, and they need like degrees and jobs and stuff and like all this money. I'm like, no, I can do it on my own. So like literally I would go into not even Illustrator, a different version of Illustrator called Canvas 7 that came free with like some digital art magazine, but it was still like Illustrator. And then I'd like make the little Cell Park style characters and then export JPEGs of each individual frame of the animation, like move it a bit, take a JPEG, move it a bit, then go into Windows Movie Maker and put them all next to each other on the timeline like this, like individual frames, and then export the whole thing. And like, it was a lot of work, but hey, yeah,
that's a lot of work.
It was a lot of work.
It's funny, like you said, hey, that's fun, and it's funny how people view fun, like in different manners, in different ways. Like people, I'm not into it as much as anyone else, as everyone else in my household, especially. But like, oh, we're gonna watch the sports games, and that's fun. We're all gonna get around. I'm like, man, I don't want to do that. This doesn't sound fun to me,
Did you ever go through a phase where you were like, maybe I need to become slightly more of a normie and appreciate these things? And did you ever like try it, and then you were like, look, I get it, but nah, bye. Like,
I think when I was a kid, like even collecting comics and stuff, I still would watch the football games because my mom and them, and I was supposed to like, oh, I like the Giants, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know why. I was like 12, So
yeah,
I was like, oh, I like the name the Giants, and they like their colors or something. So as I grew older, I get it. Like I do get it because I collect comics and trading cards and stuff like that. So it's really almost no different than collecting football players. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah. I like this guy, so I'm gonna wear his jersey. It's like that's no different than me wearing a Mary Boys shirt. So I'm not, the guy wearing the jersey is a real human being. This is a fantasy thing. I'm not actually Mary Boys, obviously, because they don't exist. But it's just weird to me, the sports thing. I'm not good at it also, and I don't know about you, but I tend to get into the things that I'm kind of good at. Like I'm good at drawing. I can draw. I'm good at writing. I'm creative, and I'm not good at playing basketball. So I don't get the point in going to watch basketball.
You know what? I was a little bit sporty, but I hated football. England is football mad, right? Everyone watches fucking football. Yeah. Everyone talks about it.
By the way, he's talking about soccer, everyone. Soccer.
Oh, yes. Soccer.
I was going to say, soccer. I was like, clarification.
No, I wanted to clarify for us Yankees over here.
Yes. Apparently, we originally also called it soccer, but then later renamed it to football. And I think we might have renamed it. I think I heard it off someone else that we might have renamed it to football at some point.
Honestly,
after you guys. And
it makes
could be
more
completely
sense.
wrong.
It makes more sense to call it football anyway, because you're using your feet all the time. Football in America
Yeah.
almost makes no sense because they're usually throwing this stupid thing. So it's
Only-
like, okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, generally
They kick
twice
it-
in a football game, you're actually
Yeah.
using your feet. Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty stupid. Yeah. So
But like,
you were
for
good
two
at soccer or
times,
football? Yeah.
no, I absolutely hated football, but I loved swimming. And
Oh.
okay, I think I was I wasn't. I had quite a frame. I wasn't a fatty bombati like I am now, but like I had a good frame. So I loved playing rugby, and I would love like holding the ball and running down the field, and pretty much everyone would jump out the way because they didn't want to get like smacked. So it would be like just running, and then we didn't really. The teacher was trying to get us to play rugby. No one really knew how to play
But
rugby. Like,
yeah.
yeah, but like that was kind of it. But like, man, football. My dad tried so hard to get me into football. Like, absolutely blessed him. Like, my dad and my granddad fucking love football. And when I was a kid, they bought me season tickets to go to the games with them. And like, I would go there and I would be bored out of my absolute mind. Because like, you could probably get good at playing it, but I was not good at watching it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No, I
Getting
get it.
getting good
Right.
at watching sports is also about like getting good at having a conversation about
Yeah.
the sport,
Yep.
which means being able to identify what good happened and what bad happened. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Right.
like from my perspective as a kid, the good was it's almost finished, and the bad was it's just started.
Yeah. Well, and that,
Yeah.
but that's the same as like art. Like I could be like, oh, look at the way he's controlling the brush there and feathering it out, and the gradation he's using. Like somebody who's into sports is gonna be like, I really don't care. Like they just be like, this
Yeah.
is nonsensical, boring crap to me. But I'm like, oh, look at the feathering. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, they're using pointillism. Wow, that guy's a beast. You know what I mean? So,
I get
yeah. So in that regard, you can also, like you said, there is a conversation that takes place in a verbiage that comes about in how you go about the passion or the love of something, because you get amped up when you talk about it. When I'm talking about sports, I'll just go out there and be like, hey, who's winning? Like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's always,
Okay.
did you win? Did you win? No,
That's-
no, you lost. Okay, again. Yeah, okay. Did you win
Ow.
this time? No, you lost again. Okay,
Right.
great.
And that's the other point to me. I'm like, okay, the game lasts about 4 hours, right? Oh, okay. Well, all you really need to know all you need to know is the score. All you need to know is the score. Like that's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. You don't really need
Does
to
an
watch the
American-
stupid thing.
Does an American football game last for 4 hours?
Maybe 2, but
Okay.
Well, yeah, because they have timeouts in between
It-
plays, and
Yeah.
Wow.
so
It's funny, yeah. It's like
depends.
15-minute quarters, and then, but it's like, yeah, it doesn't last 15. Hey, what's up?
But
Luke?
it doesn't-
How you doing, man? By the way,
It
like,
doesn't
share,
really
subscribe.
feel that
everybody.
way. Yeah,
It
yeah.
does. Oh, it
It
does.
does.
Anyway,
But-
yeah, I honestly, I mean, it's kind of funny because like I literally like 2 years ago, you would have mentioned said cross hatching to me. I would have not known what that was or cared. But now I'm like, oh, cross hatching, I know what that is. And oh, that's
Did you
really
recently
cool.
get
Yeah.
into? Did you recently get into
She's a
Comic Sans, or
noob.
did you always like them?
I was like, I mean, that was my thing is that the medium, like the current medium, like movies, entertainment itself, there was, in what I would normally, go towards had
Uh-huh.
basically, wasn't producing new content was my frustration, and I was finding it in comic books. So
So
that's
you
it.
just liked television dramas, and then you're like, man,
Yeah.
even these are getting bad now. Might as well read a comic.
Yeah, well,
book.
they remade Footloose. Okay, that was the first. That was like I remember that was like 2008 maybe.
It was
They
a while
remade
ago, they
Footloose.
remade
I'm like
Footloose,
Footloose,
yeah.
like that movie.
It
Where,
Ho-
yeah. Anyway.
Hollywood is creatively bankrupt. They really are. And even in the comic industry, and apparently in the animation industry as well now, they're just getting toxic like sludge spilled into the content, and it's just being
Mhm.
just garbage. So and that
I can-
they're making the movies based off of those things anyway. So it's just
Yeah.
constant in trash.
Do you want to know?
over and
Do
over.
you want to know what I think the root of it all is? And it's literally just almost down to cynicism or just risk aversion. Like I know that like a lot of the CG conversation is all about like what they're doing to media and stuff.
Hmm.
Genuinely, I think a lot of it is corporate structure that non-individualistic types can incorporate themselves into quite easily, play the game, speak the language. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Paired with risk aversion, like they have a built-in audience for this IP. They already have the source material for this IP. So like the people investing in it, they're gonna go for the safer bet, and it gets safer and safer and safer.
Yep.
The corporate structures soak up more and more IPs. You get more and more of the kind of like the people who can speak the language rising up
Right.
the ladders and making the decisions, pushing out all the individualists who are like, nah, everyone creating friction. If you're not going the same way as these people, you're going to be, you know, if you see problems, because there's always going to be problems, if you point them out, that's friction, that's wasted money, that's more risk. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and I think it's just this perfect storm. Then obviously you have kind of like the social fear as well that comes into it. But I think that that sets in a lot later after it's the roots have already gone through the foundations of the building. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then it's then it kind of like takes effect. But
Well, and the thing is, like, yeah, all that is happening and it's still happening, but they keep losing money. Like, eventually,
Yeah.
at some point, it's going to keep
Yeah.
going to where it's literally, like, other people, like, look at David, you got David Zaslav now, and, like, granted, I don't know what the gun thing's going to do, whatever, but I'm just saying, like, he's even shelving things and canceling things. I'm like, no, I don't know how Velma got out there, but, like, he's still, like, being like, look, these aren't making money. Like, we need to make money. Some people aren't watching these. You're catering to like 2% of people whenever there's 98% of the people that you're alienating. We want to try to get as many of the 98 as we can rather than the 2. And are you kind of excluding people? No, you're really not. You're just making a product you think would appeal to as many people as you can. And there is such a thing called a core demographic, like Frog G, it's an all ages book, but absolute isn't. There's a core demographic. What the style that you do, you have a core demographic with your animations, with your illustrations and stuff. You know what your audience is, but you can do other styles, other content. And if you wanted to do like a G-rated book, I'm sure you could, or a G-rated cartoon. You could easily do that. And you're a creative person, and but they're kind of leaning away from the creative people and going more towards what the typical mindset of today's society is, and it's not what today's society's mindset really is, because they're going based off of like the loudest voices rather than the many voices. So the many voices aren't on Twitter or these stuff like that. They're just out there doing things. So
a creative idea is an unproven idea. Do you know what I mean? Like how can you guarantee that that's going to be a success? And when you're thinking about like how long have they been making those films now? It's over 10 years, right? Do you know what I mean? All of these same, and and they're making the same film over and over again. Let's be honest. Like,
they are.
So that is over 10 years of building, maintaining, lubricating a pipeline for making that one product. Do you know what I mean? An entire industry is around making this one film over and over and over and over again. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That's probably why they're not even bothering to write them like in advance or something. Do you know what I mean? Like you hear about the scripts aren't even finished and they're already planning them. It's because like it's a greased up like bobsled chute that they're just sending turds down constantly nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, to make a new idea, what new pipeline or framework would they have to build to allow new looking films to be made? You know what I mean?
That's why a lot of people, and this brings it back in a way to animation as well, a lot of people are going the anime route. Like, they're looking at anime because that's where high quality content is now, because the stories are good. And it's blowing up, and that's comic industry as well. Manga takes over because there's story. There's story. It's not so much about art anymore in that regard, where it is to like the artists and even the fans, like it's in regard. But they want story. They want good content. And if you watch them, like my nephew doesn't collect comics, doesn't do anything, but he watches anime. He loves anime because it's fun. There's story there. So how do you think the animation field then has come? Like, what's the last great animated movie you think you've seen? Your opinion?
Well, okay, there was obviously that big conversion to 3D that happened, and all those classic Disney 2D animation.
There is the argument between 3D and I'm a 2D person myself. I prefer that, but but go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, like I've worked on games too, and I am a 3D artist, so like I do think that 2D animation definitely can suspend disbelief more effectively than 3D, even when it comes to something like, was it Into the Spider-Verse that was the Miles Morales like very creative looking
Yeah, it was like all
one.
funky looking and stuff like that. Yeah,
And they had like Spider Pig in it, and the Noir Spider guy. That
yeah,
was
and it
that
was
the
good.
one.
I liked
Like
it.
even then, that isn't really as punching your brain in the secret back parts of your brain as like the classic Disney animations. You know what I mean? Like fucking Beauty and the Beast, Hercules, Little Mermaid,
Yeah,
all that stuff. Like,
all that good. Yeah, the good ones.
but the last great 2D one, what, the Simpsons movie? Like what? What would it even? I can't even remember the last 2D animated film that was even released. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Yeah, it's been a while. It's kind of sad. Dude, I love claymation. I have yet to see what Mad God or what is it that it's.
I don't know what you were talking about.
Oh, it's on Netflix, dude. I think it's called Mad God or
Try looking it up.
The gods are mad or something. I think it's Mad God, and it's
Is it
there's
actually 2D?
No, it's claymation.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, and so I want to watch it so bad, and there's no talking in it. Like there's no narration, no nothing. It's just all chaotic insanity, and it just looks gorgeous. And even incorporate, like if you look at stuff like Clash of the Titans, they incorporated claymation, and look at Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it incorporated 2D with stuff like that.
Roger Rabbit was so fucking good.
So good, dude. Like you said, with 3D, they could easily do it. It doesn't give off that vibe though. Like it doesn't have.
Was
that same...
Coraline 3D? Because I thought that was still puppets.
No,
weirdly.
Was it? I think it was claymation because that was Tim Burton, wasn't it?
I don't know. Like I don't have a good memory for these things. Like honestly, like I'm totally great. My memory of these are like vague concepts. Coraline.
Coraline, was it claymation?
Coraline. I never saw Coraline. Okay. I think it was 3D because I did see The Corpse Bride. I think it was kind of similar.
Yeah, but it was still Tim Burton, and he did Nightmare Before Christmas, which was claymation. So
when it comes to stop motion, when I was younger, I was obsessed with. I loved doing that too with plasticine and stuff, but it was so much more work than drawing. But like Wallace and Gromit, man, those films.
Yeah, so good. Are you into Tool at all? Do you like Tool?
The band?
Yeah,
I've heard of them.
Oh, dude, go ahead, Angela.
Oh no, Coraline. Luke commented. He says basically it wasn't Tim Burton, but it was stop motion.
Oh, nice.
I thought it was Tim Burton. Thank you, Luke. No, Tool. Their videos are mostly animation and claymation. They were inspired by the Guay brothers in America. Malin reminded me of this actually a bit ago. But look at their early videos. It's all stop motion.
Yeah,
they're insanely amazing. It just like chaotic, and the music goes with it as well. Because Angela and I have talked about this. I'm big into music. I love it, and I think as a creative person, it's easier for us to absorb music because we could just plug away at a drawing or a cell or whatever. What gets you fueled? What gets you going as you're working?
Oh my god! I mean, I haven't even been able to listen to any Fuel lately because every single bit of work I've done has been on a goddamn stream for like the last 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks, everything I've done has been streamed, so it's like dead silence. Don't listen to anything, and then react to the chat. But like, Angela's heard some of the music I listen to. I played some of it on the show. Like,
it's not that I'm not laughing. I'm just laughing because I've heard it. They did enjoy it. There was definitely a division in the chat.
What is it, like African music or something? What do you?
Yeah, tribal music. I get my rock stuff to tribal music, man.
Some people do. I don't know. Not one to judge.
So growing up, I was very much into Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, you love hockey, dude. You'd get along with hockey. He's a huge Weird Al fan.
Does he love Weird Al? Oh, the Weird. If you guys want to watch a classic comedy film that's verboten nowadays, you cannot make the comedy. The Weird Al Yankovic biopic is a traditional classic comedy. So if you've missed a comedy film, I would suggest that one.
I like UHF. He did UHF.
Similar vibe, kind of.
Is that the Harry Potter movie?
No.
Wait, you? Yeah. Harry Potter and the what is it like? Unified, whatever
actor?
UHF means. Like,
Whatever
What's
you
the
tell me.
actor who plays Harry Potter?
say again.
No,
The
the
actor
actor
who
who plays
pla-
Harry Potter. I can't think of his name.
Oh,
but
yeah,
isn't he in it?
Thingy
What you? Because
McFace.
he's from the UK, you think he automatically knows the actor that played Harry
No,
Potter?
everyone knows
Racist,
Daniel
Angela.
Radcliffe.
Racist.
Daniel
Angela.
Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, you
Uh,
fucking racist.
Guns and Guns Akimbo was good though.
Oh,
Guns Akimbo was
Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah. Sorry, Luke,
Yes.
Luke said it. And then Ice Queen is here. She says hi.
Oh, what's up, Ice Queen? How you doing? Like, share, subscribe, everybody. Yeah.
Wow.
So, well, what kind of music are like does get you whenever like you're able to sit alone and do what you want?
I mean, I invented the term trans genre, which is a very Dr. Seuss way of saying I genuinely like. It kind of comes from Weird Al. Like I would love. I guess you could say Hasty DC, which is like when they took AC/DC stuff and put it in like a country style.
What?
Yeah, have you not heard Hasty?
No, dude,
Hasty
I never heard
Dixie. I
of
think
it.
that's what it is.
Oh, no.
Hasty Dixie, and it's like country AC/DC.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I don't
it's like
I don't like either of those.
okay. But for me, it's like rap, but it's played with like full orchestra, or
Oh, wow.
like R&B, but someone's playing it on like a flute or something. It's taking the original music, and then I really like the kind of like mashups. Hey, here we go. Yeah, Death Metal Hero says kick hyper. Look, if I can shoot me, man. Listen. I'm
Sorry,
a
Luke,
weirdo.
he's the host.
I get
I
it.
guessed I can't really kick him.
But I no, you totally can. You sit
Well, I
here
guess I
for like the
could.
next. You got 15 minutes left. You know, you can
This
pad
is-
15 minutes. Say
Yeah, I
fuck
guess.
that guy. But no, like I really love the mouth albums that are mashups by Neil Cicierega, and no one will know what that even is. He
No,
did-
no one knows what that is, but you
No
got
one
it
knows
out
it. He had like a band. It's not even a band, like Lemon Demon. He did like one of his songs from a long time ago. The early internet is like the Ultimate Showdown, which is you have loads of popular characters fighting each other. It's not. Look, people would be like, this isn't real music. You
But
freak.
this is what you listen to when you're like just in your editing programs, or you're drawing, you're making, it takes a long time to animate
Well,
everybody.
you know what?
So
Do you know what? What I totally listen to now for like the last 2 fucking years? CG streams all the time.
yeah, dude. If I'm watching something, I'll be like, nothing's on. When I say nothing's on, I'm talking about there's no CG streamers on right now. Like,
Yes!
that's what I'm saying. Oh, nothing's
And
on.
also,
I gotta
you've
watch a movie.
rewatched all of yesterday's streams. Like,
Yeah. So it's like yeah. Oh, there's nothing on. But yeah, and like you said, you're live streaming. It's like Luke and I, we do, and now Jimmy Reyes is involved in it too. We do a show called Topicless, and we can't, like, it's a draw stream, but the host can't draw, or like you can't listen to music, can't do anything. You're hosting it because you're live, and so it's harder to interact. Like you can, but it's like
I
weird.
get you.
But whenever it's not my turn to host it, I'll put it on my iTunes. I'll sit back and draw, but I can interact as well because I'm not hosting it. When you're in charge of the live stream, forget about it. And you also render while you're live, which is just insane because it'll freeze everything out. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I did that as a bit of a troll for the audience, to be
Oh,
honest.
it was funny because I'm like, he's
guys-
rendering. I'm like, is he insane?
Watch me robot for a whole minute, fuckers. Like,
It was good, dude. Because I watched it. I'm like, wait, what? He's rendering
Yeah,
right
why
now.
is he
I'm like,
doing
is he
this?
insane?
this wasn't in the script. Like,
It's not how this works. It's not how any of this works. Yeah. So how long is a typical animation, or even like a good, like, let's say 15 seconds take for you to really get out?
15 seconds? That's fucking baby shit. I could knock that out in a day, bitch. No,
There
no,
you
I
go.
don't know.
You heard it
It's-
here first, ladies and gentlemen. Hire him now.
No, it genuinely depends. So, like, if we're I think the reason why we're here with me talking about animation is because I obviously did some Jack Show animations, which is
Mhm.
taking the audio from the Jack Show, condensing it
They're-
down, and
great.
doing some wiggling some drawings around. It's totally not actual animation. You know what I mean?
It's kind of
It's
like
animated.
It's animated. A good way to put it. I don't know if there's any. I don't know where it is on your. I have your YouTube pulled up over here. I don't know where it is on there. But if
Nice.
you want to pull it up, you can. And we could show it off, or even any other
Yep,
animation that you've done. By the way, now, you're not here just because of the Jack Show stuff. I mean, that's where I first saw your stuff, but or the content, but you have other animation stuff, and I'd like you to show it off rather than,
I do.
or maybe you don't. I don't know.
No, isn't do I? What animation?
There's stuff. I looked at your Twitter. You got stuff up there.
I was gonna say Jason's been stalking you for over a month.
Look at your Twitter.
You mean
So anyway.
really?
Oh no.
Oh.
You did. You have 2 channels, don't you? When you were on with.
Oh, you want to see
Narwhal,
some
you
more
showed
Hot
another
Bros
channel.
related stuff?
I guess
Okay,
so.
so-
Edwin also's here.
Yo, what's up,
Hello,
Ace? How
Edwin.
you doing? Like, share, subscribe, everybody. Hit that button. Go subscribe to Hyper Wizard, by the way, if you haven't. His
Yeah,
YouTube is
I'll
pinned to
drop
the
it.
top of the
It's there.
chat,
nice,
and also
nice.
in the description below.
Okay, so pretty much the only animation stuff I moved it. I animated it, but I didn't necessarily draw it myself. The only
How dare
things that
you.
are really like fully me, whole cloth, were those Jack Show animations.
Oh,
Like,
well, you can
I've
show those
worked on
off
a-
then.
Okay, I can pull one of them up. Let's go to my thing. Let's go to here.
Is
I
that
was gonna
something?
say,
Well,
just
no,
you go
no.
first.
You
I
go
literally-
first.
it's not-
Fight!
I'm just kidding now. No. Because I remembered one time I was watching one of your animation streams. I think you did like 3 seconds worth of like this one particular, the one where in the new one you have coming out where Malin is on his computer and he's doing his hand thing. Like that took like that was like a 3-second clip, but literally it took like, I knew that was
Well,
that took time.
Oh no, okay. So yeah, part of that was doing an animation on stream. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had to get
yeah,
used to
it's
that
harder.
little bit.
It's a lot harder to stream and
Yeah.
work. It takes a lot longer.
And it was also having a conversation with you, Angela. You were there. You were in
that
the
right
Me
there.
and
You'll never-
4
you won't
other
get-
people.
You won't get
Yeah.
any work done with you if Angela's you're talking to Angela. Yeah.
But yeah, the last jack offs that I did,
You're welcome.
which I could pull up. It is about 1 minute and 55 seconds long, and just the animation, not the editing, the audio, like drawing the drawings and making a move, took 3 days, and that was kind of like 3 days
That's-
of about.
Well, and like you
More.
said, it's not full on like keyframe drawing the ones in between and making it a fluid like Disney, Looney Tunes. Like, it's not that style, but that's not bad though. Still, even for what you did, I mean, 3 days is
Yeah, I
it's
mean the
pretty decent.
whole point of making this style was to make it like as
As quick
easy,
as
as
possible.
quick, as efficient as possible. Let's see if I can
You got that, co-host? Is she there? She's muted.
click
I
the
do,
buttons,
I made
wench.
myself-
There you go.
I got it.
You got it. All right.
Okay, do you want to play? I could play it from the beginning if you want.
Yeah.
It-
We'll do the
okay.
whole thing, man. Just do the whole 9.
Okay, cool. I am sharing audio. This will be perfect.
We break your
Yep.
heart the way that God broke our body.
Yeah, no one breaks your heart like a fucking cripple telling you fuck off. You know what I mean?
That's power, dude.
John, what did she sound like when she was telling you that she's not going to the prom with you?
I'm
Parental
sorry.
advisory, beware.
What's that?
Can I ask a question? After you asked her out, did she leave like a burnout in the hallway? Pretend I'm her. You asked me to prom, John.
I don't want to be your date, John.
Good. Ask me to prom.
Hey, babe, you wanna do that can
Oh,
stand?
let me stop you right there,
Ah,
John.
shit. You can do better than me, John. Fuck.
Oh,
No, I can't, bitch.
it's not you, John. It's me.
I might be retarded, but I can do better than you.
John, you're a really nice guy. I think we would be better as friends.
I'm nothing but trouble. I'm nothing but trouble, John.
Did you actually like her, or were you just
Yeah,
kind of
look,
like-
I was writing her a letter.
you were writing her a letter? You fucking gay, bro.
I was like,
So gay.
I had to check yes or no box,
We
which is
did.
weird because she didn't have a lot of function in her arm.
Yeah,
Shut up,
yeah.
Instead of writing her a love letter, John, you could have illustrated what you wanted to do to her.
Oh,
I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that.
fucked up by writing a letter. You should have
Yeah.
made like a picture book.
It makes a lot more sense, you know. 'Cause I am an artist. Like I could have done that. I could have been like, here's what I'd like to do.
You should have given her a flip book called the Jana Sutra.
Yeah, I could have like drawn pictures of me walking her in her wheelchair. I could have done like footprints in the sand and be like, but no, instead of the wheels, those are my feet carrying you.
That's So gay.
Go.
Now,
So
we'll
good.
provide a little context for the people who don't know. John Malin in school, he liked this handicapped girl, and he wanted to ask her out, but she turned him down. She was like, no. So
Yeah.
so they're reenacting it, and that's what's funny. Everybody, they're not
Right.
making fun of handicapped people, but
Yes.
There was a handicapped person in that
There was-
thing
that- yeah,
making
that one
fun
guy-
of it.
making fun of.
Yes,
There's a
they
handicapped person
represent-
in the stream. Yeah,
That's
so,
right. Yeah.
Yes.
They filled the
What's his
quota. I
name?
filled the quota.
You did.
What's his
I
name?
can't remember. I can't.
Donovan.
Donovan.
Donovan, but he has
Crip
this like.
Daddy
his-
or Death Crips, whatever he calls
Yeah,
himself. now.
he's hilarious, dude.
I fucking
Oh
love,
my goodness. He's
especially
so
after
quick,
listening,
but, yeah.
especially after listening to him talking whilst editing, like literally on stream. I was on stream, like listening to these clips over and over again. I'm always like, I fucking love these guys. Like I was like, I love Donovan. Like
Donovan's
just on
great.
Oh,
stream.
he's so good.
Yeah.
So,
And-
the thing I noticed. Oh, I did it again.
no, the thing
What?
you notice.
Oh no! Just the thing I noticed is like every time I watch it, I see something new that I didn't notice before. So
And
I enjoy it.
that's what makes great animation also and great storytelling. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and great content. Because you drew it all. Like, it's not like you didn't, like, oh, these are just things somebody else drew and you animated it. Like, you drew everything. That was all you, right?
On paper,
What's up, Phil?
100% me.
Still lives in the
Yeah, I know.
house.
I drew
Yeah,
it
what's
on
up, Phil?
physical paper like some kind of psychopath. Scanned it in. Spent forever coloring it in Photoshop. Probably took longer coloring it than actually animating it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, you have the material is right there, and it's just you
I could get
taking
it
that
if you
in
want.
art form. It's incredible.
Do you want me to
But,
show you the
there's-
papers? I could go get them. I could present my
If-
papers.
Yeah,
Present your
There's
peppers.
a quick
Where are
question
your
though.
papers?
Show
too.
me your peppers.
I would be gone for
Jack-
1 minute. It's up to you.
All right, yeah. You go, get your papers.
Okay.
We need proof.
Cool.
We need proof.
BRB. Now you can
Okay.
talk trash about me while.
All right, let's let me get quick.
Everybody, well,
Phil's
go
here.
ahead. Yeah, what's up, Phil?
Phil's
Share
here.
it out, by the way. Phil did share this, so thank you very much for that. Phil Diaz, everybody go
Yeah.
back, Lost Pages 3. I'm going to share my screen while he's gone real quick if I get it in time. Just because everybody, go check out Hyper Wizard on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
There you go. Go subscribe to him. Here's the Hyper Wizards. He's got his He's got his videos here. He does live streams. You can see the great Angela Curry over there as well sometimes.
He
Chatting
does
up, stuff like that. So
he does I think Monday, Wednesday, Friday he does game streams. I think it's it's the other way. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is game. He does animation streams, and then Tuesday, Thursday he does a gaming stream. He'll play the
yeah,
game.
so yeah, everybody go check out his YouTube and subscribe to him. Show him some love. You know.
But yeah, Double Flyers in the house.
What's up, Double Flyer? How you doing, man?
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, and
very cool.
like everyone saw, we got Pedro Ang is an animator. He did the Frog G trailer. He did the Mythicals trailer. He did the opening for that.
He did the
so-
Frog G trailer.
Yeah,
He did
Frog G.
trailer for Thingy Madoodles.
He did the trailer for
Camel
Thingamadoodles. Yeah, Thingamadoodles and Camel Moons.
Heels.
The Boots and Heels. So yes, there's a lot of animators, and now that while you get your papers in order, like is that something maybe you wouldn't mind doing as like maybe a comic trailer because they're only like 30 seconds, 45 seconds at most usually. So is that something you like? Somebody's like, hey, can you animate my trailer for me? Would you be into it?
Sorry.
How dare you ask me that?
If someone, the reason why someone comes to you and asks you to do something for money is because if it wasn't for the money, you wouldn't want to do it.
Mm.
So it's like it would either be something I wanted to do and I would just do it, or I wouldn't do it. Do you know what I mean?
No, because
Yeah.
I want to do comics, and if somebody comes to me, hey, can you draw me a comic? I'm like, yes, pay me.
Okay. See, I would be like, now I'll draw my own comic. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna add it, this is probably really stupid because like if people want to build a reputation, do work for people, like I don't know.
No, okay. I mean,
I
I
was-
do get what you're
it's like
saying.
if I was
You'd rather
gonna- if I was gonna
you'd rather do
spend-
your own thing. You'd rather do your own thing and get the love put into it than like whore it out, so to speak.
I would do stuff for other people if I wanted to do it and I liked them and I liked the thing to do, and I probably wouldn't even want money for it. You know what I mean?
You're one of those. Yeah, you're like Dan Plagle. I gotta force him to take money. Yeah.
Yeah, but if I don't want to do it, probably no amount of money would make me do it. Do you know what I mean?
I have a price.
Well, okay, maybe if it's $1 million. If someone said, I'll give you $1 million and you can make one of your shitty animations for my book, I'd probably go for it. But like,
someone asked a question earlier, and I wanted to ask: have you tried to use AI to animate for yourself?
I find AI really boring, so no. Like, I don't have anything against AI. Like, I don't think I have any accessible AI animation tools. But like, if I could download something and like click a button and type a few words, I know you can with Stable Diffusion now. I have Stable Diffusion. It's never been a compelling experience for me. Like, I would rather draw like, or is it? I would rather spend the exact same amount of time drawing like Bon Mohammed John than I would like typing a mouse on a unicycle on top of a banana in space. Enter. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right. Well, there's also more of a organic, creative flow to it when you're doing it yourself anyway than just typing it out. Like there's plenty of times if I'm drawing something, the concept will actually come out while I'm doing it, rather than me sitting there pondering it. So there's a certain kind of energy that comes from the transition between the creative process and yourself that you can't get with AI, even if it looks cool or what. Hold on, you got your papers.
Well, I just wanted to say we summoned Pedro Ang, by the way. So
oh yeah, Pedro.
We were talking about you earlier. It was all positive.
Phil likes the drawing I did of him. He's in the chat. Phil, not all of the drawings were nice. Not all of them were nice.
Sorry,
you have to go.
I'm not laughing at Phil. I'm laughing at the drawing.
I'm laughing at Phil.
Look, like you have to go from extremely bad one. Like this was when I wasn't doing. I was for a minute. I was like, I'll do some pen and ink stuff for fun.
Nice.
Instead of like pencil, but like. Let's see if there's some embarrassing Phil drawings while he's in here. But yeah, like if you're gonna
showing those. While you're showing those, so do you want to do would you prefer to do like comics or would you prefer to like animate?
Oh,
show more papers.
Yeah, sorry. There was not enough animation being done, so I thought that would be the best use of time when it comes to like clips. Mm-hmm. Where are the designs? So I would rather. It depends. I mean, I can't really sell an animation. Do you know what I mean? Like,
true.
I'm trying to find. Here's can you guess who this is? You guess who this is?
If I could see it, my eyes are bad.
Oh shit.
My eyes are terrible.
Frogfather. I'll give you a clue.
Is that Ethan? Oh yeah, it is. There you go. Yeah, it is.
With his like butterfly nectar drinking nose.
Yeah. Oh, that one right there, especially. Look at the nose. Nice. Oh, that's so good, dude.
Ethan, that is really good.
But
these aren't meant to be insulting Ethan, by the way. They're supposed to be.
No. Well, dude, look at what Camel did, and that does bring me to Camel because Camel first got into CG through animation, and now he has his own books pumped out and stuff like that. Yo, what's going on?
Hey, I've written.
That's right. You did Kale Salad.
I've written a script for a book. I am working on a book. The animations are more to build up the channel. Like, okay,
smart.
Mail-in fucking method. Build up your fucking channel.
Well, that's also why I'm doing this. Maybe, hopefully, you'll get a subscriber or two and help build your channel. So, yeah, and please subscribe to a poor man, a poor British man. He needs porridge.
Bancroft is here too. Say hello to Bancroft.
I know.
Which you did a really good drawing of Bancroft, but I don't think you should show it.
Hold on.
It's not in paper form. These are some early Ethans.
Oh,
see, like you have to just play around in the mud before you can get to something good. Like these are way less caricature-y. Like that was the first one, and it's like
that one is really good. That's almost complimentary.
But it doesn't look funny. This is the thing. You gotta make it look like really stupid and funny.
No, and
he's got like
with
a
him
Jesus expression on his face.
With him being in the chat, it does also bring up a question. Bancroft has recently had some great success doing shorts, animated shorts.
Oh.
So
that guy, Mr. High and Mighty, with his 6K subs. Bancroft.
Who does he think he? It's
I
all
was gonna
forehead.
say,
All
yeah.
forehead. So like, have you thought about maybe doing that route, like doing like quick little like 10-second shorts of like the way he's been pumping them out? And I know it takes time, but that'll grow your channel as well and get your name out there.
This is Shane, but yes, I have. So
Oh, nice.
I've been trying to think of a unique and
Oh.
unique. He this one. Look at his little fucking
Is it
face.
you too?
Shitty and
Oh.
grin with his little panties. Here's some
Oh
more
my
Shane.
gosh,
Wait.
it's
Here are the
underwear
things.
down.
Here's the Shane
did you
sheet.
For his drink stream after he got
Yes,
the
I play the clip.
closeout? Oh.
I play the clip on my show.
Nice.
This fat
Yeah,
Fat
I
Shane.
saw that. That was
Yep,
really
Fat
fun.
Shane.
And
Nice.
Shane was like, "That doesn't look like me. My ears aren't like that." Okay, guys, this is slightly Nosferatu gay vampire Shane. This is slightly. There's a little bit of a vampiric edge to this Shane, but like, yeah,
Nice.
this is kind of. You need that crackhead energy. You need that trailer park crack-induced energy for
jeez.
Shane.
Just-
The kind of like
Yeah.
1 minute I'm fucking over the top, guys. It's Mange Davis, and then like I don't really think I fit in around here, guys. I think I'm the most outcast of all the outcasts. Poor Shane. I love you, Shane.
yeah,
Well, so basically,
Um,
Shane's theory is that if you're a vampire, eventually you're going to have to go gay because you're going to get bored.
yes, that is
Yeah.
his theory.
If
Yeah.
I
Yes,
was-
he's
Well,
asked
he would-
Irene plenty of times. Yeah.
It's all projection. Here's some
It's all
early
projection.
Reenies.
Oh, you got some
Like, if you
Irene's?
wanna go fully
Irene's?
ridiculous,
Oh, it's Irene. Her.
This
Yeah.
is like, you know,
Oh
like-
yeah, I see it. Nice.
that's that,
Well,
that's
and
that
that
bat
smile.
fiendish energy. Bat fiendish.
That screams, yeah, that screams a squeal right there.
Oh, Joe,
Uh,
please.
But yeah, this is every drawing for all of the kind of
Wow,
like
man.
jack off stuff so far. So this is like episodes 1 and 2, and then
Oh,
some
that's
of,
cool,
some of
man.
episode 3. And like, the reason why I'm not holding it up and whipping them all off is because there definitely are nipples somewhere in here.
I mean, that's either way is fine. I've showed nipple and drawn nipples on my streams plenty of times. It's 'cause
Hey,
it's
you can
art.
show man nipple.
You can show man nipple, but also it's art, so it's like who cares? But
What? I can do this.
Yo, what's up?
Hey,
Jim?
Jim Cox
Sorry for the sound.
in the house.
How dare you
Over.
ruin
There you
my
go.
stream with the sound? Oh, there you go. So yeah, but that's a good way to do it. Like, build your channel with the animations, get that out there, get people in, and then like Camel, launch a comic book, and then promote it that way and stuff like that. So that's a good way to go about it. While you're developing your comic, you can pump out a couple, shorts like a Bancroft, and then have your channel grow and people are like, oh, I love this dude's animations. The comics are in a similar style. I'm gonna get the comics too. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, like, so I've been trying to figure out a unique angle for shorts because I don't care about my opinions enough to commit them to a video.
I'm the same.
So like but I do a work stream every day, and I'm like, hey, there's at least one clip that happens that's at least 2% funny in like each one of these streams. So I'm probably gonna just start putting out like clips from the
That'll work,
live
too.
streams
Yeah.
as shorts.
That'll work,
Listen,
too.
see, look, just all the boring backgrounds, all the delightful background layers.
Yeah, but see, people
with-
forget about the backgrounds. People forget you got to draw those too. You got to put those in there. You got to take that time and actually do. That's why I love 2D. There's. I mean, you still got to in 3G. There's still work involved. I'm not bashing them at all, but I don't know. There's just it's the
here
same
we
as
go.
when I'm working digitally as when I'm working traditionally. There's more of a connection when you're working in that. Oh, that's cool. Look at that.
Here's Ethan going, where them Disney fucks? I'm gonna shoot him with my pencil rocket launcher.
That
So
nose
cool,
is
dude.
incredible. Oh
it's
my
it's
God.
like a hummingbird crossed with like a butterfly's proboscis.
Yo, Dre, what's up, man?
If you know what that
Hey,
word means.
You definitely flattered him with his muscular forearms, but yeah.
I do,
Well, I gotta balance out this. I gotta make up for this. So I'm like, okay, yeah, he's got the Popeye shit going on, but it's kind of
Yeah.
I'm pretty
I
sure
like
his
how you-
eyes
I
zeroed
like how
in
you-
on this part of the drawing.
I like how you gave him his 32-inch waist or whatever he says he has.
Well, he does technically have it. If he pulled his trousers further up here, it probably wouldn't go, but that's probably 36 right there.
there you
like-
go.
Bitch, I'm like fucking 42. Get out of here.
I'm,
you
dude, yeah, I'm a
36.
I'm a 42 as well. So
There
yeah,
we
he ain't-
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but
It's
like,
funny.
yeah, here's John Cecil. Is Cecil cosplaying as John?
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
Here is like.
Will we ever see Buff
go on.
Cecil in an animated
Yes.
thing?
There's
or are you
one
gonna
clip-
keep him fat?
There's one clip from the Jack Show where Cecil was basically telling the story about like when he was going through his divorce. His ex-wife would basically bring clips from the Jack Show into court and say, explain this. So everyone was kind of like role playing Cecil in court, having to explain like, send all your complaints to Todd McFarlane. So it was the whole, and I haven't edited the audio, but I want to do an animated of that basically, and it would be. Buff Cecil would be the real Cecil, like in court, and then all the bits that they're doing would be like the different fat Cecils.
Nice. And
There
like,
you go.
you obviously seems like you enjoy doing these, but your goal is then maybe to put out a book though, get funded, get out there, and you know.
Hell yeah.
That's the main
8
goal,
books,
yeah.
10 million books, 50 books.
Yes, get all the books.
But aren't you doing a game
Okay.
right now?
I can.
aren't you doing?
Yeah, what aren't you doing? What are you not up to?
No.
Like here's Anna, by the way. No one's really.
I
Anna
haven't
hasn't
seen
been in
Anna
any
yet.
of them,
Yeah.
but this is like her Marvin the Martian, whatever the alien
Yeah.
is from
Yep, Marvin the Martian from Looney
Family
Tunes.
Guy. That
Yeah.
alien.
Oh, Family Guy.
Honestly,
Family Guy doesn't have a
If she would describe
Oh,
what
no,
she looked like,
American
that's what
Dad.
she would look like.
American
because,
Dad.
yeah.
Look, she's beautiful.
How-
She's beautiful.
Roger.
I mean,
Roger.
she's got all the right proportions, I guess. She's got the lemur fingers, the long arms.
Nice.
Uh,
Fingers and long arms. Nice.
But no, yeah, I mean, I do plan on working on a book, but so the book it's called Connell the Barbarian. It's
Nice.
like a sexy comedy or whatever. It's kind of like heavy metal meets Futurama,
You got me.
but in a fantasy setting,
You-
and so. Yeah, you already
You
want
got
to
me in
buy
all
it.
three of those, buddy.
It follows the adventures of Connell, who's like a Hercules type guy who has like a magical shape-shifting penis,
Jeez.
and it's not edgy at all. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
good.
It's fine. It's fine.
And he thinks he's a hero, but he's just so oblivious to his actual character that all the things that he does were very non-heroic. I think at the end of the first book, he ends up owning a few slaves. Like
Is this
Anyway,
is this a John Malin book?
no, but that would be a huge compliment if it was
It would
ever
be a huge
compared to
compliment,
anything.
yeah.
If
I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
oh,
with
because
no
of the slaves.
cover.
I get it.
The
Slaves,
slaves and like I thought of D-Man.
D-Man. Yeah.
Connell v. But yeah,
Anyway.
so like, but here's the thing: all booby comedies, right? They rely on the titty. Do you know what I mean? The TNA is like a crutch. So I've been trying hard to work on the script to make an actual compelling story that it has comedy, it has like lewdness and humor and stuff, but I want it to be a proper story. So like I've been working on it and revising it, and I've had Narwhal read it, and he seems to like
oh,
it.
wow. Nice.
He's
Narwhal's a
told-
genius, dude. So yeah.
Yeah, like he was into it. Like he said, he gave the story a high ranking, but I think he was trying to be nice. But like but basically, I want to write the first arc of stories so that I know which Chekhov guns to leave strewn around the place in the first few books.
I got
You know what I mean? And like get it all
Yeah.
to line up. But
Nice.
yeah, like go on. I keep
No,
interrupting
you
you.
go on. You're the guest.
Oh no, I really want to work hard on the script to make it a good story. Like I don't want it to just be here's some boobs and they have a weird power and here's the cool looking enemies. It's like the enemies the character has like actual motivations that feel relatable, but then like I don't know, all the writing stuff. I can't even go into it now. I'm trying my best. I'm doing a lot of research into writing.
Well, and I mean, look at Goblin Girl. Everybody thinks, oh, she's got big boobs. It's all about that. It's like, no, there's an actual story arc. There's development. There's context. There's a fantasy element. Like it's amazing. There's great artwork. So
There's a story
like
behind
you,
it.
there's a story you can have like that old school indie underground like lewdness and have good story. Like it's possible. You can, and Goblin Girl doesn't have lewdness, but I'm just saying like you can have those tropes and still have a fantastic story.
Yeah,
underneath
her
it.
bust is
And
overflowing with character development.
I like that. And well, also the simple fact you haven't tried to put it out now anyway shows that you do care and you want it to have a good story, because you could easily put out a lewd book, no problem.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, here's the whole thing. People can kind of like rush stuff, and but they can also take too long. I mean, I took too long on my game. You know what I mean? Like that kind of, I was working on it like 4 years. But like, you can push it out too quick. You can also take too long. But it's like, I know. Look. I've been following. I'm a Johnny Come Lately to CG. I've probably only been following it for a couple of years. But even after watching Ethan streams for a year or two, you know there are people that come in and they try and do the smash and grab and then they go away. Do you know what I mean? So like, I didn't even start doing anything with my channel until like after a year. Do you know what I mean? Of hanging out in the streams. I'm like, look, if you're gonna bother doing any of this, you need to take it slow and it needs to be real, and it needs to feel right. It needs to all happen at the right time. So like, it's only in the last couple of months I've started streaming, like because it felt like the right time after just being in chats. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Was Bancroft saying?
Yeah. So literally
Rob Arnold's writing method: boobs and cool powers. Sorry, Angela.
So
no,
yeah, go ahead,
okay.
Angela, real quick.
You saying it.
Oh, go ahead, Angela. Were you gonna say something?
Oh no. I was thinking that too. Like you should look into doing some voice work with your voice. Would be great for like some. If you don't do any animation for a, trailer for a comic book.
I don't need a bigger ego, Angela. No, I mean maybe if someone wanted to, but it's more like you could probably go around and push yourself up in everyone's business and probably annoy them and push them away. Like I only go on people's shows if they ask me. Like I haven't asked anyone if I can. I haven't gone to anyone and said, "Hey, can I come on your show? Can I?
I hit you
Can we be friends?"
Yeah, I hit you up. I wanted you on. I wanted to talk. Yeah. But also, I mean, once you get your book out, you're gonna want to do that anyway, though, to get I would push myself.
You've
been around.
Yeah.
You've been in the scene. But so everybody, go follow Hyper Wizard on the YouTube. There he is.
Yes.
There he is. Go follow him.
I stream every weekday at 9 p.m. GMT, and I think that's 3 p.m. Eastern. And it's just working and hanging out with the chat, or playing video games and hanging out with the chat, and it usually goes on for between 3 and 8 hours. That's kind of like
yeah.
You can hide this.
It's a good time. You might take you to McDonald's if you're there. So
that happened only once. Angela wanted us to go to McDonald's.
No, I was not the only one. You were hungry. And you just were like, should we go to McDonald's? And I think even Texas Zombie was there, and we were like, yes, you should if you're hungry.
We didn't crash. We didn't crash the car, but it was pretty crazy. That was an 8-hour stream.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's Plagal streaming. Yeah, so everybody go. Any last words?
Oh yeah, it's over an hour, isn't it? No, like literally, we've never hung out before, and I always worry about how I'm gonna do when I meet new people and go on their channels and stuff. But no. But like I've genuinely enjoyed talking all about myself for an hour.
Yes.
So thank you very much.
It's all about you, buddy.
Hey,
but no, this is great. It's been really fun hanging out with you guys, and hail to the chat.
Hail to the chat. Angela, any last questions? Chat?
No. Yeah, it's great that you were able to come on with us. Yeah, no.
Thank you for the invite.
All my questions. I never will have ever a question ever again, ever in the future.
What?
Good.
Okay, well that settles that.
Good.
Everybody, by the way, Frog G and Indiegogo, link is in the description below. Back it. We sent out some beanies, so you can back the beanies. You'll get them right away. All right. Thanks for coming on, everybody, and have a great one.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Long day,